Excellence. In today's telecommunications environment, network reliability is no longer optional. It is the foundation of trust, revenue, and national connectivity. Across Huawei, Alcatel, Ericsson, MTN, Airtel, Glo, IHS, American Tower, and government-owned networks, one challenge remains consistent: downtime caused by weak maintenance culture, unreliable subcontracting, and reactive operations. At Grassroots Bridge Builders, GBB, we understand this reality. There comes a point in telecom operations where business owners and infrastructure providers lose confidence in subcontractors who fix faults repeatedly rather than prevent them. Costs rise, service quality drops, customers complain, and brand credibility is put at risk. GBB was established to change this narrative. We deliver professional, preventive, and performance-driven operations and maintenance services designed to support high availability networks and long-term asset protection. Our model focuses on preventing downtime before it happens, not reacting after damage has been done. From installation and commissioning to rigging, tower reinforcement, site optimization, and routine preventive maintenance, GBB operates with one guiding principle: zero downtime is not a slogan, it is a system. What makes GBB different is our people. Through structured capacity development, we are building a new generation of technically competent Nigerian telecom professionals, trained to global standards, disciplined in safety, and accountable in execution. This approach reduces dependency on unreliable third-party fixes while cutting overall maintenance costs and improving service quality. GBB has the operational strength to deploy nationwide, supporting urban, semi-urban, and hard-to-reach locations across all states of the Federation. Our rapid response field teams ensure faults are addressed efficiently, while our preventive maintenance systems significantly reduce repeat failures. Our collaboration with national institutions, including NASRDA, reflects our alignment with government priorities, infrastructure resilience, and sustainable development, while maintaining strict compliance with telecom industry performance benchmarks. For network operators, tower companies, and government agencies, the message is clear: downtime can be prevented, costs can be controlled, quality can be guaranteed. Grassroots Bridge Builders is ready to serve as a trusted operations and maintenance partner, one that protects assets, strengthens networks, and delivers uninterrupted connectivity to millions of users. GBB says no to downtime. We build systems that keep networks running today, tomorrow, and into the future.
Right. That is a very beautiful one, commendable, and well positioned. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending the time you're watching this program and where you're watching it from and what time exactly it is wherever you are. This is Engineer Ibrahim Moses Igoshe, the head of the ADVOCACY, the Grassroots Bridge Builders Skills Acquisition Development Project, with the mandate of lifting Nigerians, youth across Africa, from poverty through skills acquisition. I want to welcome all of us this afternoon to this very interactive section, very great section, very wonderful section, and ready for deployment. Like we all just watched the video, strategically positioned for operations and maintenance of telecommunication infrastructures. And from the lyrics, we'll all understand that downtime has always been a challenge, has always been a very difficult task. But now there is a solution. That is where GBB steps in. Some people are going to be joining us on this program from terrestrial radio, from the state coordinators and state platforms, from the registrar's office because of the ongoing arrangement for those in the field of telecommunication operations and maintenance. All right. You have I'm Destiny with us live and it's joining from Lagos. Hopefully, okay, he's currently in Abuja. Hopefully, he will be in the operation center before the end of next week. So, for those of you that are already on the platform, that are already working out information for the operations and maintenance, for those of you in the open air stadium, please, we need absolute quietness, please. For those of you that are just joining the program, when you hear about NASDAQ GBB, or grassroots breakthrough, the skills acquisition development project, is a high-level skills acquisition platform targeted to lift Nigerian youth from poverty through skills. One of the major skills that we share this here as high-level skill is telecommunications operations and maintenance, which is one of the major challenges why we have downtime, why we have cost of maintenance, why we have frustration in the network, why we have so many crosstalk and all of this. These are preventable, and we're going to be throwing more light on those areas because we are hoping that by the grace of God, maintenance will become the order of the day. The idea of other nations calling we Africans and Nigerians regarding us as a nation without maintenance culture. We want to put an end to that belief. Nigeria has a very high level engineers, skills to handle every maintenance, most especially in the telecommunications operations and maintenance structure. I have over 20 years of experience in the telecommunication industry, range from site acquisition to finishing. When I mean finishing, complete turnkey projects. And every of the engineers and technicians working with us, they're highly sound when it gets to operations and maintenance, when it gets to keeping the network running. One of the major problems we're having is not about keeping the network running, is the ownership. Are we ready to take the ownership? Are we ready to become the owners of the business to keep the network going? That is one of the things that this today's um, program is going to be teaching us, because we expect in the 36 states of the Federation, because of the ongoing cleanup in the telecommunication that is ongoing, and there's going to be massive rollout of where the insurgents have destroyed so many network and all of that. So people need to be back in their various homes and then communicate back to their loved ones. The telecom operator companies are ready to restore back network in those areas. That is a whole lot of sacrifice to be made for the benefit of the citizens that were displaced from their houses. Sometimes we don't look at the government effort completely, because the government is not an individual. The government is an entity that works for every citizen, and the right of the citizen is to be protected by the government. And in this field of telecommunications, the government find it very key, very strategic to train youth on operations and maintenance, because every equipment requires maintenance, and every equipment that is all to be maintained and is not properly handled will have a high cost of maintenance. That is what it has resulted to in telecommunication today. And the problem of telecommunication is just nothing, corruption also. So we have corruption at all levels. Corruption in the cost of maintenance, where people take the right material for maintenance and care to do the maintenance. And after, no supervision, no spot check. All these are issues that we're going to touch about. But GBB is here today to foster hope, to restore trust between the owners of the business and the subcontractors, as the case may be. The interest of GBB is to ensure high quality of services for those who subscribe to our network, either Glow, MTN, Etisalat, as the case may be, to have a standard um, quality of services. So we are going to make sure, we'll ensure with the partnership of the federal government and strategic institutions that are already working with us to give this as a facelift to our telecom partners. And the Nigerian Telecommunication Center, which is the NCC, is really interested in what GBB is doing because this is one of their mandate to build capacity in this direction. And the National Space Research Development Agency that is in charge of space and satellite communication see it as one of their integral parts to build capacity towards the huge deployment of satellite communications e-direct that is coming very soon. Already 90% secured by Dr. Matthew Olumide Adepoju, the, the, the DG of NASDAQ. So we have Destiny here with us live, and we would like to give him opportunity because he's been shaking his leg, shaking his hand. It's like there's something very special that he wants to say to us. Because if you are in this kind of program, because he's also an engineer, he's on the field too, and he would like to maybe ask one or two questions, or maybe find our mode of operandi, or how we want to be able to take over this maintenance that I'm talking about, and all of that. So, and if you're watching this program, the number to reach us is 080 333 or you can call us on 070 is another number to reach us too. So over to you, Destiny. We will speak to the understanding of our people, and we will tell them this platform will teach you in your language. That is why it's GBB. Welcome to this afternoon program. Happy New Year. In arrears now, because all the New Year, all the Christmases, all of you forgot me, and you are just resuming now. Welcome back.
Yeah, good afternoon, CEO. I also want to wish you a very happy new year. It has been a long holiday, notwithstanding we have been working, the kind of service we render at GBB, and it's essential service, so there's no holiday. For some time now, we we have been working tirelessly just to align with the vision of our CEO. We understand that our CEO is a versatile engineer, and from his wealth of knowledge he has acquired over the period of years, and when this vision came to him to work for people, to become advocacy for people, voice of the people, is making sure that the knowledge he has acquired in the telecom is transferred, because this skill that he has acquired lives with him forever, and he felt it should be transferred to many Nigerians so that the skill can live with them forever. The only thing that gives you legacy forever is your skill. If you are not here again, your skill is transferred to the next person. No, it's like that, and it's also like that in telecom. For those who don't understand the operation of telecom, it's a skill that if you learn it, people around you learn it. I can't count the number of people that are connected to our CEO in terms of telecom. Uh, Somebody might be a professor today, and nobody that is connected to him can then say he's a professor or understand what made him a professor. But his skill if you have somebody that take the lead or took the lead, every other person that is connected to that person learn the same skill. So that is the edge skill have over all this profession. And skill is easy to learn. So in telecom, I know that a lot has changed between the last 2 years and as we enter this new year. So I want to believe that GBB has a lot, because this has been the call of skill in GBB. Because in this, the resources is in abundant in terms of knowledge. Our CEO has enough knowledge, and virtually everybody that is around him that have worked with him, that he has trained, me as a person that is speaking to you, we all got this knowledge, and it's part of us forever. We all got this telecom skill, despite the fact that we are diversing and we are doing so many things. We are trying to be multitasking. But the skill that we got from telecom, if I am sleeping today and somebody wake me up that what can you do in the telecom industry, you take me to site immediately, I will start to work, you know. So it's like I can't. It's like something we have learned that can never leave us again. So we don't even need to persuade anybody, because we were testimonial ourselves. It's not that we are reading from book, it's what we have learned, and then it has come to stay with us. So as I say, we don't need to cajole anybody, it's a reality. And telecom is high scale, it's globally accepted. If you are a transmission engineer today, you can work in any continent of the world as a transmission engineer. So
That's
that is
right.
the benefit of it. If you're an RF engineer today in Nigeria, maybe you stay in Ogbomoso, one small village, but you can do RF. It's that same RF that they are doing in US. So if you have opportunity to be trained in any of those divers, it's very wide and broad. If you pitch a niche, and GBB has all this cut out as many that will want to be part of it. If it's transmission you want to do, if it's a power you want to do, if it's auditing, if it's assurance, quality assurance, if it's RF, if you want to be in the access network, we have all these resources at GBB. We have all these, so that's why GBB stand a better chance. I am still surprised that we don't want to go full blown, but I want to say this to our CEO. Let's go full blown, into maintenance. Let's go across, because we have the people, who have the youth, or we give them the skill. The people that already have skill, that are members and part of GBB, they are over 1,000 plus cut across Nigeria. Those that are not the one they just train in the pilot training that they did last year. I'm talking about people that are professionals, people that can handle site, people that can deliver site, people that can train people. They are over 1,000. The one me I can remember, So I think
Let me
GDB.
shock you. Destiny, let,
Yes,
let,
sir.
let, let, me, let me shock you something. Um, as we speak, right now, I don't need
Mm,
to, I don't need 48 hours to deploy 10 states in this country.
mm,
I don't need 48 hours. Not just deploying a new method of operations and maintenance entirely, different from what we have ever done in this country. It took me time, resources,
mm,
and by the special grace of God, we are able to achieve where we are now. So it is a total takeover and say no to downtime.
mm.
We're not, just like you said, we're not saying somebody should come and give us. No, it's a test traffic. Let's give them a trial. Trial will convince you. That is all it takes. Because the way we started from the beginning, I want to start it from the scratch in the telecommunication. Take it up to the apex. Because by the time we are set with what we are putting together with the federal government, National Space Research Development Agency, with the NDLA, with also the security outfit, I am going to eradicate completely the organic problem of telecommunication that is leading to downtime, ranging from power. When you talk about telecommunication, you talk about power. The transmission is just a small part of it, which my wife can do without even going to school. That is the funny part of it. It is still part of the colonialism. Are you with me? It is part of the colonialism that until you are an electrical electronics engineering, you shouldn't be a high caliber traffic manager. No, as we get involved, we discard those beliefs, and here we are today. So we have everything. I am going to link with the Minister of Communication and then the Director of Training to liaise with the Office of the Minister, the SEC Board Chairman, and send a letter to the headquarter or the country director of the Huawei in Nigeria, because the experts we have in Huawei technology, there are over 1,000 engineers well trained on Huawei special. And we want to use it to establish high-level maintenance. We want to be able to speak authoritatively when a site is down. I have over 20 years of experience in the GSM industry, range from telecommunications. Let's start from 090. The first locally fabricated tower in this country, I know it. I was part of it. Every tower was imported during the initial stage of telecommunication in Nigeria here. In those days when Alaji Yahaya, the intercellular in number 8 Sakatinubu, then you go to Yunis Bashiru where they have motophone. These are the first locally fabricated tower in this country, and the ethics of maintenance is showing in them. There are towers that were built before people like us were born. They are still standing in Asia, working perfectly in the coast area where there is heavy downpour. That is maintenance. We'll make a call from the Kuala Lumpur Nilai airport to KL in Kuala Lumpur. You will not have a call drop in the downpour continent like Malaysia. This is maintenance. Now, our problem is the contractors, not just the contractors, including the engineers who are supervising the contractors. They're our major problem. They made it so frustrated for the owners of the business because the maintenance ethic is not followed. So there's high level cost of maintenance resulting to complete overhauling of the system often. So GBB is coming to set the record clear, to tell the owners of business that, look, we can do it together, we can make it happen, and we can give opportunity to our youth unemployed. Let's look at this
Fact about GBB Telecommunications Operations and Maintenance Excellence. In today's telecommunications environment, network reliability is no longer optional. It is the foundation of trust, revenue, and national connectivity. Across Huawei, Alcatel, Ericsson, MTN, Airtel, Glo, IHS, American Tower, and government-owned networks, one challenge remains consistent: downtime caused by weak maintenance culture, unreliable subcontracting, and reactive operations. At Grassroots Bridge Builders, GBB, we understand this reality. There comes a point in telecom operations where business owners and infrastructure providers lose confidence in subcontractors who fix faults repeatedly rather than prevent them. Costs rise, service quality drops, customers complain, and brand credibility is put at risk. GBB was established to change this narrative. We deliver professional, preventive, and performance-driven operations and maintenance services designed to support high availability networks and long-term asset protection. Our model focuses on preventing downtime before it happens, not
Now, Destiny, you can see this is just the beginning. This set of people you are seeing, they are trained professionally to install microwave radios, to maintain microwave, to give opportunity to installers to ensure that there is no downtime on microwave communication. Cut across Huawei, Alcatel, Ericsson, and also long hauls Some of them are fiber specialists. You must not be a man to splice fiber. I don't know if you understand. You must not be a man to be able to impute configurations on radio, key in parameters on radio. All you need to do is get to know it, understand which parameter is for which. This is what GBB has introduced. And the continuous training and train the trainers program continue in all the states. And that is the reason why GBB decided to collaborate with the American institution to build the e-learning portal for Nigerian skilled workers to be advanced. One thing is to give the skill, another thing is to mentor the skill, another thing is to be able to provide the opportunities, another thing is to go to the finish line. So if we have trained people in telecommunication and we have not provided jobs for them, we have not gone to the finish line. And the only reason why we must go to the finish line, we should be able to speak to those who are in the industry of telecommunications by providing opportunities and monitoring of whatever efficiency telecommunications engineering that we must institute. So GBB is not just building a money-making machine, it's a generational revolution from poverty towards maintenance. The names given to us that we Africans lack maintenance, it is time for us to say no to such a claim, just like what is happening. So GBB is an intellectual revolutionary platform where intellect meet opportunities, where opportunities are strengthened to be empowered. So if you're watching this program for the first time, this is Grassroots Bridge Builders high-level skills platform. We are open up to everybody, to all Nigerians, and we want to let Nigerians know that we have the opportunity to clean the mess around our infrastructures. We're not talking about telecom alone. What about the high grid, the NEPA, or they call it the ELD? They have towers across Nigeria. Those towers are not being maintained at all. The planted poles, cement poles without serious casting, every now and then there are outages. These things, towers can be constructed. We have industries, we have machines, we have equipment. These towers can be constructed here locally and be installed. And it will be say bye-bye to downtime on the electricity. So we have a lot of job to do. We are coming in, just like you say, we should go full-blown. That is okay. It is my interest to give the opportunity to these state coordinators that are newly appointed to stand as the eagle eyes of the project. One of the very major things right now is to start with them, bringing them completely and integrate them to the system operational chart to understand which is which and how to come about it, those that are already trained. And all of them that are joining us remotely from different states, as we are launching and onboarding in those states, the refresher training for starters will commence immediately. So anybody watching this program, it's your time now to onboard yourself quickly and be part of the opportunity of this installation. Thank you very much, viewers all over the world. My name remains Engineer Ibrahim Moses Sigoche. I am the head of the advocacy for Grassroots Bridge Builder. And with me in the studio and some other people who are calling us on terrestrial lines, I can't take your call now because this is just a brief and a mandate, a demand from one of our very vibrant senior brother who intended to move Nigerian youth into telecommunications and engage them on an African development tower, which is almost set by the grace of God. So we keep working on it. We'll update you as we proceed. By tomorrow in the morning, we're going to have a rebroadcast on this installation, operations, and maintenance of telecommunication. And we will address the issue of maintenance and what we are coming to do as operational company that are professionally positioned to handle it. Welcome, Mr. Destiny. Thank you very much. I always appreciate you. And I believe you will also deploy your expertise too, because when we finish installation, If you guys did not integrate, did not configure, sometime we have still downtime. So let's hope that as we are going to be working together, by the grace of God, we will be able to move the platform to the next level into full operations and maintenance. Now that we have resources cut across the system, it's time for us to do that. Please, if Amos, if you're watching this program, by Monday, get all it takes and all the takes to get across to the country director Huawei in Nigeria. Attention the letter to the country director, to the country president of Huawei, and then copy the SCC chairman and copy the SGF office. We had this meeting before and it's very vital. It is the interest of Mr. President to create opportunity for youth in this direction. So put them in the copy and probably also copy the national chairman Tinubu think tank, for we have discussed this also. He was part of the things we had in our last meeting as our taking off project to him. And those of you that are coming in as Eagle Eyes of the State, as state coordinators, please be ready, be sure that this platform will give you all the support. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Destiny, if you have any advice for your people, over to you now.
Yes. The advice is to everybody out there, especially the service providers. There is something I have noticed in the telecom industry, that this spirit of colonialization by those that were there before. This is what
Yes.
always happens. If I am familiar with a particular vendor, equipment provider, let's say everything, and I have experience in everything, it's difficult for me to go and start working for Huawei. In Huawei, they will stop me from coming. They say I don't have experience. They will stop me from coming. I don't have experience in the equipment. It takes the grace of God for you to penetrate, to be trained. It shouldn't be so. So I think these are the narrative that GBB is going to change. GBB will change that narrative. Anybody that wanted to be trained, irrespective of which equipment vendor you're familiar with, you have the right to be trained in any other equipment vendor. And that is why we're having issues with maintenance, sir. That is why we're having downtime. Because those that are there, they don't want other people to come. Okay? They say you don't know how to do Huawei equipment. You don't know how to do Nokia equipment. They stop people that have experience to cross carpet. So we'll try as much as we can to kill that spirit. Everybody has a right to cross carpet so that the maintenance can be successful, so that you can have more hands. So you can have more hands.
Sorry, let me cut you just a minute, Destiny. You just brought in something, and I will tell you just a little. One of the major issues that we have in every of our industry is that locality. The localization of idea, narrowing yourself to one equipment is a problem. You must not be an Alcatel engineer to maintain Alcatel equipment. That is an error. Maintenance has its own ethics. Maintenance has its own life. So the only thing we do, we introduce you to the maintenance culture or the ethics of that equipment. If you have LDMO generator, that doesn't mean that you're not going to service Caterpillar or CAT. It is, they are all generator. The end product is to produce either AC or DC. But the maintenance is also the same, but the timing could be different. Some could go at maybe 250 hours, some at 200 hours, some at 100 hours you have to service them, depending on the manufacturer's requirement. Even the microwave we have preventive maintenance, we have corrective maintenance,
Correct.
and then we have check. Now, I prefer to go for preventive maintenance. But so many contractors want to go for what? For corrective maintenance, allowing the equipment to go bad, to deteriorate, for site to be down. When the rainy season is coming, you are supposed to know that the rainy season is coming with heavy wind. And you're supposed to get your installers, get your raining materials, get your installation tape and all of this. You need waterproofing material to go and tidy up all your system, preventing the first rain that comes with heavy wind and whatever, for bringing down your network. They don't do it. But they collected money for all of these things. When you are giving money to service generator 2 times in a month, you do it once. You go to site and then you lock up the solenoid. it will be running until the piston will pieces inside the gen, or else you go the next 30 days to go and collect your money. This is what has been happening. So I think part of our next meeting agenda, we will discuss it. And the writing, I will make sure that will be mentioned to the country director of Huawei in Nigeria, that everybody should be given equal opportunities so long as you have the capacity. This knowledge is transferable. So we must do it, and we must make sure that the quality control unit is sound and qualified to give us what we want. So thank you very much. I just say, let me add that to what you're saying. Very interesting, and we have to take it seriously as well.
Okay. So I think that will be all. That will be all for now.
That's right.
Now.
That's right. So thank you very much for making out your time this afternoon to discuss with us. We have some very interesting things coming up by the grace of God, and want to pray that Nigeria will see the difference in maintenance, the owners of the business, MTN. Personally, I will have to say Michael Adenuga myself, personally, because there's something he said to me. There's something Michael Adenuga said to me so many years back when we started Globalcom, and I will never forget about it. And I will remind him directly by the time I am going to be meeting with him, because the pride, when people say glow with pride, they don't know why Dr. Michael Adenuga said glow with pride. So many people don't know. Very few people that will know the full meaning of glow with pride. What makes him to say glow with pride? People like Prince Akinyara, people like Ido, people like these are. I'm not talking about this yesterday people. Not even the Pastor Ike. These ones are small yesterday. We were there long time before they came in. You understand? Those ones are. I'm talking about those who sit with Mr. Chairman in Okoawo #1. That when we discuss issues, and I asked him, and he said, go and get anybody who is a Nigerian, get them trained, bring them on board. Let us glow with pride, because it's an African pride that a Nigerian company is building a telecommunication, and we are going to make the first call as Nigerian. Let's glow with pride. So we are going to do something significantly to ensure that Globalcom as a whole, we have to revamp it. The system needs revamping completely when it gets to operations and maintenance. I know so many people are there that are still there. People like them, Paul Atta and Pastor Ike and Co. They know what we're talking about. We need people with ownership to glow with pride. That aside, we're going to be discussing that when I'm in Lagos, because I will make a personal visit to Michael Adenuga, and I'll make it very official, and I'll go with all the media to give him that appraisal by giving us the opportunity to come in and strengthen the system and bring in local contractors. I have a lot of them. We'll talk about that later. Thank you very much, Destiny, for joining this afternoon program. Maintenance, operation, and maintenance, O and M, is the order of the day. We hook up again by Monday, 12 o'clock, and we'll throw more light before we move into action. Thank you, and God bless you. Those of you watching this program, this is Grassroots Bridge Builders Operations and Maintenance Update coming from Abuja this afternoon. Hello, Alekweho.